AA solved its adolescent growing pains, not with more rules, but with fewer. And that choice may be the reason the fellowship survived at all. Forward to the second edition, part two. In the spring of 1940, John D. Rockefeller Jr. gave a dinner for many of his friends, which he invited AA members to tell their stories. News of this got on the world wires. Inquiries poured again, and many people went to bookstores to get the book, Alcoholics Anonymous. By March 1941, the membership had shot up to 2,000. Then Jack Alexander wrote a feature article in the Saturday Evening Post and placed such a compelling picture of AA before the general public that alcoholics in need of help really divulged us. In the close of 1941, the number 8,000 members. The mushrooming process was in full swing. AA had become a national institution. Our society then entered a fearsome and exciting adolescent period. The test it faced was this: could these large number of erstwhile erratic alcoholics successfully meet and work together? Would there be quarrels over membership, leadership, and money? Would there be strivings for power and prestige? Would there be schisms which would split them apart? Soon AA was beset by these very problems on every side and in every group. But out of this frightening and first disrupting experience, the conviction grew that AA had to hang together or die separately. We had to unify our fellowship or pass off the scene. As we discovered the principles by which the individual alcoholic could live, we so had to evolve principles by which the AA groups and AA as a whole could survive and function effectively. It was thought that no alcoholic man or woman could be excluded from our society, that our leaders might serve but never govern, that each group was to be autonomous and there was to be no professional class of therapy. There were to be no fees or dues. Our expenses were to be met by our own voluntary contributions. There was to be the least possible organization, even in our service centers. Our public relations were to be based upon attraction rather than promotion. It was decided that all members ought to be autonomous at the level of press, radio, TV, and films, and under no circumstances that we should give endorsements, make affiliations, or enter into public controversies. This was the substance of AA's 12 traditions, which are fully stated on page 564 of this book. Though none of these principles had the force of rules or law, they had become so widely accepted by 1950 that they were confirmed by our first international conference at Cleveland. Today, the remarkable unity of AA is one of its greatest assets that our society has. While internally the difficulties of our adolescent period were being ironed out, public acceptance of AA grew by leaps and bounds. For this, there were two principal reasons: the large numbers of recoveries and the reunited homes. These made their impressions everywhere. Of alcoholics who came to AA and who really tried, 50% got sober at once and remained that way. 25% sobered up after some relapses, and among the remainder, those who stayed with AA showed improvement. Other thousands came to a few AA meetings and at their first decided they didn't want the program. But great numbers of these, about 2 out of 3, began to return as time passed. Another reason for the wide acceptance of AA was the ministrations of friends. Friends in medicine, religion, and the press together with innumerable others who became our able and persistent advocates. Without such support, AA could have made only the slowest progress. Some of the recommendations of AA's early medical and religious friends will be found, will be found further in this book. Alcoholics Anonymous is not a religious organization. Neither does AA take any particular medical point of view, though we cooperate widely with men of medicine as well as men of religion. Alcohol being no respecter of persons, we are an accurate cross section of America and in distant lands. The same democratic evening up process is now going on. By personal religious affiliation, we include Catholics, Protestant, Jews, Hindus, and a sprinkling of Muslims and Buddhists. More than 15% of us are women. At present, our membership is pyramiding at the rate of about 20% a year. So far, upon the total problem of several million actual and potential alcoholics in the world, we have made only a scratch. In all probability, we shall never be able to touch more than a fair fraction of the alcoholic problem and all ramifications. Upon therapy for the alcoholic himself, we surely have no monopoly. Yet it is our great hope that all of those who have yet found no answer may begin to find one in the pages of these books and will presently join us on the high road to a new freedom. So some summary here. The second half of the foreword of the section of the second edition describes how Alcoholics Anonymous answered its hardest early question, whether thousands of erratic alcoholics could function together without collapsing into rivalry or division. Out of that struggle came the principles which form the 12 traditions. No alcoholic could be excluded. Leaders would serve rather than govern. Each group would remain autonomous. There would be no professional therapist class, no fees or dues, minimal organization, and a policy of attraction rather than promotion, including anonymity at the level of press and media, and a refusal to endorse causes or enter into public controversies. Confirmed at the 1950 Cleveland International Conference, these traditions became one of AA's biggest assets. The foreword goes on to report striking results. Half of the sincere newcomers achieved immediate, lasting sobriety, with most of the rest improving over time, and credits of friends in medicine, religion, and the press for AA's wide acceptance. It clarifies that AA is not a religious organization, but a cross section including Catholics, Protestant, Jews, and members of other faiths, with women making up more than 15% of the membership, and closes with the hope that others still searching might find an answer in this book. Question to reflect upon. Which of AA's tradition, the leaders who serve rather than govern, no dues, attraction rather than promotion, most challenges how you used to seeking help, credit, or control your own recovery?